Unsolved mysteries about mysterious artifacts have always been a topic of interest for people who are willing to look beyond the surface. Archaeologists are an important part of society who can work to preserve what we have of the history left over from the past by looking at the artifacts that have been preserved for thousands of years. They can also help us learn more about our history and culture by researching the past. Today, we have tried to put together a list of 11 mysterious artifacts, all of which have no conclusive answer for their existence, or whether they even exist at all in some cases. Let's get right to it. 11. Mexico City Skulls. A team of archaeologists found a skull in Mexico City that was remarkably preserved. The state of it amazed the researchers. The skull found in Mexico City is particularly significant because it's one of just 2 skulls that date back to the pre-Hispanic era. The mystery surrounding this skull is how it ended up in an abandoned building in Mexico City. It is unclear how the skull got there, but there are some speculations as to what might have happened. Some say that this may have been an ancient ritual burial site, or it may have been a medical school anatomy laboratory by students who wanted to take advantage of this rare find. The discovery is significant because it will provide archaeologists with invaluable information about the development of the region. Understanding how this region was developed over time will help them understand how people migrated to this area. 10. The Ark of the Covenant. In the Bible, the Ark of the Covenant is a gold-covered wooden chest of religious significance. In Judaism, it holds a great relic, a pot of manna, and Aaron's rod. The biblical narrative tells that the ark was used by Moses to contain the tablets of stone on which God inscribed the 10 Commandments. A new study by an Israeli archaeologist claims to have found evidence of the Ark of the Covenant. According to reports, the object is a metal box which may have originally belonged to King Solomon. This is not the first time that archaeologists have claimed to have found this holy artifact, but it is certainly one of the most significant discoveries in recent history. 9. The gold plates from Naxos. Plated plates are objects that were discovered on the island of Naxos in 1881. These plates were a mystery for a number of years, but thanks to new archaeological findings, they have been positively identified as a kind of ancient object called a file. The gold-plated plates from Naxos provide an example of how science is able to solve mysteries that have been ignored for centuries. The plates were discovered in the late 1940s and were soon considered to be of great importance. They became a modern-day mystery, and many people tried to find the true meaning and origin of these gold-plated plates. A recent study has determined that these gold-plated plates are from Naxos Island in Greece, dated from 333 BC, when Alexander the Great conquered the region. 8. The Trilithon stones from Baalbek. The Trilithon stones are some of the most spectacular and enigmatic structures of the ancient world. They are located at the center of the ruins of Baalbek in Lebanon, and were first constructed by order of King Herod in 22 BCE. There is still no consensus among historians as to why Herod ordered these huge stones to be built on top of each other. Trilithon stones started to be studied in 1842 by a group of German, French, and English scholars who failed to reach any conclusion on what these stones could mean. The Trilithon stones are believed to have been erected as an ancient symbol for power, but no one knows for sure what it means or why they were erected in this particular location. 7. The Grave Creek Tablet. The Grave Creek Tablet is the one of world's oldest known writing to date. It was found in 1837 in Moundsville, West Virginia by James McBride, and bears an inscription that reads, "In memory of Tecumseh." The tablet is decorated with a crosshatch pattern on one side, which is what makes it so unique among the other artifacts found at the Moundsville site. The tablet would seem to be written in ancient Hittite, and the inscription is seen to read, "In memory of Tecumseh." It has been widely debated about how the crosshatch pattern came about on the tablet, but it is assumed that it may have been a result of some kind of ritualistic practice. 6. The Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism is one of the world's most famous ancient computers. It was constructed by the Greeks around 150 BC, and it probably sat at the bottom of an old Roman shipwreck until 1900, when it was discovered by sponge divers. The mechanism is made of bronze gears, which are used to track and predict astronomical positions and movements. The gears are in turn powered by a complicated system of ropes, pulleys, weights, and springs. It was an ancient analog computer which used rotating gears and sophisticated bronze and marble to calculate positions in the sky and on Earth. The Antikythera mechanism shows that we have been underestimating the ingenuity of our ancestors for centuries. 5. Crop circles. A phenomenon that has puzzled people for years is crop circles. They are found in fields around the world, with no evidence of how they were created. Some people think that these are messages from aliens or creatures from another dimension, while others believe that this is a sign of the end of the world. Those who have studied this phenomenon have found out that crop circles can be created in many ways. They range from elaborate hoaxes to more complicated designs done by rotating ropes tied to wooden stakes in the ground. However, there is still no definitive answer on what causes these crop circles to occur, or who might be creating them after all these years. 4. Golden plates of the Anasazi. The 13th century Anasazi civilization is one of the best-known pre-Columbian Native American cultures. The Anasazi are also known as the Ancient Ones or Desert People. The name Anasazi is Navajo, meaning enemy ancestors. The most notable discovery is that of the so-called golden plates, which are gold leaf plaques used to decorate kiva wall ceilings. They were found in a southern Utah cliff dwelling. These plaques contain predictions about future events and messages about spirituality. The Anasazi civilization is a Native American culture that existed from approximately the 9th century to the 13th century. This civilization was made up of an ancient Puebloan people who lived in the Four Corners region of what is now the southwestern United States. 3. Rose quartz crystal point. The rose quartz crystal point, also known as the healing stone or jewelry piece, is an ancient artifact that first began to be used in the late Neolithic period. The stone was often found on the neck of a woman and was believed to promote fertility and harmony. The rose quartz crystal point is a rock that is found in the United States and is believed to have healing properties. The rose quartz crystal point is a rock that has been found to have healing properties. It can be used for anything from calming oneself to alleviating pain to improving sleep quality. The rose quartz crystal point is said to represent love and compassion, which are qualities that are important in the healing process. It is also commonly called the peace stone. Kenyatta helps facilitate feelings of calmness and relieve stress. Some people use it in their spiritual or religious practices. 2. The Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is a 2,000-year-old artifact found in the 18th century. In 1936, Wilhelm Koenig discovered it and interpreted it as a device for electroplating gold onto silver objects. The name of the Baghdad Battery comes from the fact that it was found in Baghdad, Iraq. It has been dated to around 250 AD, but there is not enough evidence to show that this is the correct date for this artifact. It has been speculated that this object may have been used for some type of electrical energy storage device, or as a galvanic cell to produce chemical reactions, but more research needs to be done on this object before we can determine what its true purpose was. 1. The Stonehenge of the American Southwest. Pueblo Grande, one of the most opulent ancient buildings in the American Southwest, is a testament to the might of an ancient civilization. It's a testament to both ancient Southwestern cultural power and modern-day perseverance against all odds. Pueblo Grande was built by people who shared a common belief system, evident in its astronomical orientation. The building has strong ties to Chaco Canyon and other sites in what is now New Mexico and Colorado. The site is sacred to many Native American tribes because it's believed that Pueblo Grande inherited some of the spiritual power from Chaco Canyon. The Great Houses of Chaco Canyon were were not just living quarters for the ancient Pueblo people. They were also ceremonial buildings, astronomical observatories, and centralized places for trade and commerce. Stay tuned for more next time. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos.